Hey, what's good with you, YouTube family? This B New coming at you this morning. Of course, breaking but not so breaking news about the injury to Klay Thompson. Just want to say, we wishing the best for Klay Thompson and just sending out all the positive vibes of the universe that we can to Klay Thompson for a speedy recovery. Now, I've seen Klay be hurt, and people say, "Oh man, that's it for him." But he a tough guy. He bounced right back up and started right back playing. So, you know, I don't until they get an MRI. I mean, everything is just speculation. So a lot of people say, "Oh, he wasn't able to put weight on it." You know, a lot of people thinking it could have been a heel injury. So hoping that it's not an Achilles tear, or God forbid, a Achilles rupture. We hoping that that's not what it is. So I don't know. I mean, I know it kind of is gonna make the West landscape a lot different, because even myself, I was touting the Golden State Warriors with Klay and Steph and Draymond and Wiggins to be the biggest competition to the LA Lakers out in the West, and even said that they would easily dismantle a Brooklyn Nets team if they were to see them, just based off floor spacing and shooting and all the things that they're able to do, and especially considering that Nash, I won't say it's a protege of Kerr, but Kerr gave him the opportunity to come to the Warriors and be an assistant or a consultant, so to speak, and that's when Nash developed that relationship with Kevin Durant. But anyway, back to the Klay Thompson situation. Even if Klay Thompson is hurt, I'm hoping that it won't be for the year. Maybe he'd just be out for a little bit. I remember some years ago, I seen Marc Gasol, Tim Duncan, and other people hurt that bone in their foot, which could be different. Anytime you got a foot injury and you run up and down the court all day, it's not a good injury. It's going to take a lot of time to recover from, and then once you recover, you got to get back in game shape. So it's definitely not good for the Golden State Warriors, especially with the season looming on December the 22nd. But that's still it's about a month away, so that gives him a month of recovery time. So let's just hoping that the MRIs is going to be negative, and that he doesn't have any kind of rupture or any kind of tears of that Achilles, because even though I am a LeBron James fan, I have a healthy respect for the Golden State Warriors organization, and a very healthy respect for Klay Thompson, his dad, his family, his NBA pedigree, and a healthy respect for Steph Curry, and his family and his dad and his NBA pedigree as well. And although I was going for LeBron James in all those years when they were going against Golden State, that didn't stop me from having a healthy respect for Golden State and what they were able to accomplish, even though they had to go out and add another perennial All-Star, well, actually MVP, not All-Star, to their team in order to beat LeBron James once they saw what they was up against after the 3-1 comeback that LeBron James did. But just praying the best for Klay Thompson, hoping that it's not a season-ending injury. And I'm just thinking, even with Klay Thompson out, that doesn't mean the Golden State Warriors are going to fall all the way down, like they did last year. Because last year, they were without Klay and without Steph. So now, it's time for Draymond Green to put up a shut-up and just see, where put his money where his mouth is, because, he's been touted as an all-star player. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Man, I don't know if that's allergies or what. Hope that little COVID not kicking in. But anyway, just saying, Draymond Green, it's going to be his time to step up, because even if you got Steph, Draymond, and Wiggins, that should be a formidable, I won't say big three, but a formidable starting lineup, because I think Wiggins is highly underrated. I think Wiggins is a great player. I think up in Minnesota, he didn't get the opportunity to showcase what he could do. But me being a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I would see Memphis against Minnesota a few times a year, and I was able to watch Wiggins and just see what he could do for Minnesota. And I think that Wiggins is a hell of a player, and I think given the opportunity with him and Steph and with the great coaches of Steve Kerr, that they could keep the Warriors afloat and still keep them, in playoff contention in the West. But you got to realize there's a lot of teams vying for that number one spot. Of course, you got the two LA teams, you got the Lakers, and you got Golden State. And then let's not forget Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And you saw what Phoenix was able to do at the end of the bubble. So with Chris Paul and Booker, I would imagine that they could at least get into the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed. Now with Houston, you might have a team that falls out of contention because Westbrook is going to be gone. Not sure if Harden's going to be there. What kind of moves they're talking about making? I've seen some things saying a straight up trade for Westbrook for John Wall. It makes no sense to me, but we already talked about Harden and the Brooklyn thing. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking at the Western landscape. I don't see Minnesota as much of a threat. I mean, of course, I think Denver is going to be right there. I think Utah is going to be right there. I think that San Antonio, they always in the mix because of the great coaching, and they still have a few good pieces as far as DeMar DeRozan. But my thing is, the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's not forget the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant, Jerry Jones Jr. They are looking pretty good, and they didn't fear anybody. So that's the thing. When you're a young team and you don't have a fear, that doesn't mean you don't have a respect, but they didn't fear anybody on the court. So when you got all these different teams vying for that spot, I would dare say that the West is going to be, everybody's going to be fighting and scratching. But I will say, with the injury to Klay Thompson, I think that just solidifies the Lakers as the number one seed and the team that's going to come out of the West, especially if Klay cannot make it back in time for the playoffs, and if the injury affects them so much to where they cannot make it to the playoffs. But I want you guys to put your comments down below and let me know, where do you think, if indeed, the news could come back that Klay Thompson injury wasn't all that serious. Maybe it's just a bruise. I mean, he didn't put a lot of weight on it when he was leaving the gym, so that was a scare for a lot of people, but he could have just been being cautious. I mean, who knows? So at the end of the day, nobody really knows until we get the MRI back, but I will be keeping an eye on that throughout the day to give you guys any kind of updates. So if I see anything, I will break live on the channel to let you guys know what's going on with the Klay Thompson injury. But anyway, put your comments down below. Let me know, where do you think the Golden State Warriors will finish if they don't have Klay Thompson, and just comment that. And if there's anything else you'd like me to discuss, especially pertaining to the draft last night, then we can also talk about that too. But anyway, once again, this is your guy, Be New. I'm saying right on to the real and death to the fakers. I'm out.